Hey everyone, welcome again to my channel. Today I'm taking you with me to another event that was way back in May. Again, as I'm filming this, it is already half September. Didn't have much time the past few months to film any voiceover, so here we are. If you saw my previous video, you'll know that the previous one and this one is actually kind of an two-story weekend because I'm taking you with me to an event weekend with two events way back in May. My previous video was from the event that was hosted on Saturday, and this video will be about the event that was hosted on Sunday, which was also a creative market, which was also very local because it was in my own little village. But more about that in a few seconds. If you're new to my channel, hi, welcome to Quillscene. My name is Megan. If you like things that have to do with books, with reading, with writing, with Wicca, with Marvel, DC, with Disney, with anything geeky real, then you're in the right place. Make sure to click on the magical subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell, because on that way you'll always get a notification whenever I upload a new video. But yeah, with that being said, let's go back to May. For the people who saw my previous video, yeah, I'm filming them back to back, so same outfit. The light is a bit different because by now the sun outside has gone down, so now it's all artificial light, but we'll make it work. My previous video was about a creative market hosted by a community project in my area. Well, in my village actually, but my village is like split into different little villages. I don't know how you call it in English, what the right terms are, but yeah, it's like split into different parts that exist on their own but also belong together. And my previous market was Sunday the 6th of May, Saturday the 6th of May, and the video today is going to be about the creative market, or the summer market, how it's called, on Sunday the 7th of May. So this one was even more local than the previous one, because this one was hosted in the area that so in my village, but in the little area that I live in. So it was like in the shade of the church where my mom and dad got married, where my brother and I got baptized, all that sort of stuff. The creative market was actually part of the yearly Krinusfeesten, as it's called. It's as I said, the yearly event of, I think, about a week, maybe a little bit more, of all sorts of activities in my little area of my village. There are musical acts, there are, I think, even play groups, stuff like that. Yeah, there's lots and lots to do. Also parties where you can go dancing, fun stuff all around. And one of the yearly traditions that has been a part of it for a few years now is called the summer market. And the summer market is actually it was two-sided, because you have a creative market and you have a second-hand market. And the second-hand market this year was mostly hosted on the street and like the little grass field in front of the church. And all the creative booths, well, tents, because we all had tents with us. Well, most people had tents with them, because they didn't give that good weather. And the people who didn't brought a tent learned that the hard way, but we'll talk about it later. But next to our church, there is like this, we call it the small castle, but basically it's like one of those big villa houses from, you know, the rich families back in the days. It's right next to the church, and it has like a big front garden, or well, yeah, back garden, because that's like the back of the castle, but still it has a big garden right next to the church. That they open up to the public whenever there is like something going on around the church. And for the summer market, they opened up the castle garden so that the creative market could be hosted there. As I said, most of the people who came to the creative market had their tents with them. The most people who did like the secondhand market didn't. If you saw my previous video, you probably remember that I said that on Sundays, that on Saturday, so the day before, we had like a little bit of rain, only like 10 minutes, few drops, and that was it. So our tent was dry when we packed up and, drove home, which was perfect because, again, the tent was supposed to, stay overnight in the car because on Sunday morning we had to go and pitch it up again on a different creative market. But sadly on Sunday it rained and rained and rained. And that was very, very sad, actually, because as I said, a lot of the secondhand market people didn't bring a tent because it's kind of like the vibe with secondhand that you put like a tarp or a blanket just on the ground and then use that to put the stuff that you want to sell on. So very basic. Of course, when the rain hit, and it hit hard from the beginning, everything was wet, the vendors were not wet, the things they brought to sell were wet. So a lot of those people left, I think even before 11 o'clock a.m. While it was actually, the market started at 10 and it was until 5 p.m. So before noon, the second-hand market was already, like, I think for 90% or so packed up, which was, again, it was a shame. But again, the rain, it was a summer market, but the weather wasn't summery. Also, like, next to the church, we have like this communal area with a little cafe and stuff like that. It's also where they host like the coffee tables after funerals, but also receptions, and it's also a place for cultural activities. And there on the little parking lot in front of the center, they had set up a summer terrace. In previous editions, when it was actually hosted, I think in the summer vacation, it was very hot back then, and then the summer terrace was full of people. Now, of course, with the rain, no one was outside, which also was a bit of a shame because there was like a snack bar, there was even like a mobile pizza oven that came, so for fresh homemade pizzas, but there were no people who wanted to buy it, so that was very sad. Again, the most vendors from the creative market, well, I think all of them, had tents, so we were safe for the rain, but of course, yeah, the customers stayed away because of the rain. They came like in between the rain, which was mostly just afternoon, after like more like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It was like dry for a small half hour, and then the most people came, and then some were brave enough, with an umbrella and a jacket, to come through the rain. But yeah, it was a very rainy edition of this creative market, of the summer market. as I just said, there weren't a lot of people around because of the rain, but the few people who did come were eager to buy things. So I sold a lot of books, actually, more than I expected. And it was also fun because, well, fun. They had, with the rain, it was less fun. But they had made sure that this edition had a lot of like entertainment around the market, which was new because the previous edition didn't have that much entertainment. There was a lot of music, live music. Some street musicians came. They were allowed to, you know, bunker down in the tent of the little bar area that was set up in the middle of the castle garden. What was very funny is that one of those musicians, it was a guy with a guitar, and we have like a song in Dutch, and it's called Let the Sun in Your Heart. And he was singing that while it was raining, which was hilarious. Well, irony, but, you know, hilarious. And what was also fun was that they had invited the local theater groups, which were, I think, 2 different groups, to prepare a little sketch that they both in rotation could play in the little community center thingy next to the church. But also then before the bar set up in the middle of the castle garden. And it was very fun because, as you probably saw in the clip, one of our local theater groups is the theater group that is really local from the area where I live. So they did a little sketch in our local dialect, and it was very fun because, of course, I understood what they were saying because it was a dialect that my grandmother used to speak. And while I was filming it, there was an older woman in a wheelchair that was there with her family, and she was laughing so hard because all the names that they used were people she used to know, because they had taken inspiration from real people from the area where I live. They used also real street names. So and the setup was basically that the area that I live in back in the day and even now today is very farmland. So it's a lot of pastures. It's a lot of fields. Also a lot of fruit trees, stuff like that. And back in the day, you of course had the rich families who owned the lands, but you also had like the simple farmer who worked for the rich families to, you know, work on that land. And it was basically that one person was the judge. Because his main job was a judge, but his family owned, you know, a lot of land. And it was that the police officer brought in 3 farmers that worked for the judge, because they had done some things that they shouldn't have done. And then the judge also found out that they were the ones who, like, he had a tractor on his in front of his house, and one night that tractor disappeared from where it was parked and reappeared in his living room. So he found out that the trio that was in front of him actually took the tractor apart, part for part, and then put it back together in his living room. So eventually he ruled that they had to reassemble the tractor so that it was again out of his living room, and then they had to the next day they had to go to work on the fields in the street where I actually live now, to prepare hay from the fields. So it was very fun. The fact that you know things that they use, it was very fun. And again, the dialect was also very fun. Then of course my mom and I couldn't resist, to especially in the creative market, to do a little snooping. My mom bought some plants for our garden because there was a man who, yeah, sold plants. He had his own garden, and then we learned that he actually lives down the street from us, which was also very funny. But then, of course, we also did some other creative shopping because the plants I can't show you. Again, it's dark, so I can't go outside to the garden to show you where they are planted. But the things we bought, I'm going to pull my little trolley closer. There is this woman, and we've met her on the previous edition too. She makes ceramics, but not like plates and beakers and stuff like that. She makes fun decorative pieces with like a little bit of a hint of fantasy sometimes in it, which is very cute. Last year I bought my mom for her Mother's Day, I think it was for her birthday, for Mother's Day, because in May it's also Mother's Day. I bought her this little it was like this high. It was not that high and this big. It was like a little plant pot, but it was shaped as a cylinder with a little face in it, and it was like very asymmetrical and funny looking. It was blue because my mom loves blue. There's like a little pancake plant in it. So I bought her that, and then she herself bought like 3 ceramic birds that were like sitting on iron rods that were placed on a little piece of wood. But this year the woman was also there, and she was like not her next door neighbor, but the neighbor next to that. So my mom, of course, when we were setting up, she immediately saw her and was already looking through the stuff as she was putting it out. And the first thing she actually saw was this little puffer fish, again blue. She really liked that. It's on I don't know if it's like a lei. I think it's a lei that it's made on. And it is hollow in the inside. And as she presented it, you can use it just like this as we use it, just like a little statue. But she actually said, I also have one. And with me, it's in the bathroom. And I put like cotton ear swabs in its mouth as a storage. So this was the first one that she saw. But I saw one, and the moment I pointed that one out to my mom, she was in love. And that one is, it's a bit heavy and I have to be careful with it. Whoops, see? There we go. It's this piece. This one is actually a raven crow-like bird. It has like a very interesting pattern because it looks like black, but then when the light hits it has like hints of silver, and it's put on stone wood, so it's basically a piece of wood that through the ages turned into stone. And mom loved the piece, she loved the crow, she loved the base, so when I pointed this one out to her, she fell in love. And I may have sponsored it a bit, because normally when my mom sees things like that, the thing I say is, do you need money? And then I pull open my money drawer where I put the money in for my books, and then she can go shopping. That wasn't the only person with ceramics, because there was also a woman who actually was there to promote her the classes she gave, the workshops about ceramics, but also she had like different examples from the workshop she gave with her. But because she gave so many workshops, she had actually made a lot of like examples also for the workshops and during the workshops, that it became a bit too much. So she sold also a few pieces. And as I had gone through for filming, I had noticed like a little like blobby cat. It's like a little orb. And I was like, Mom, did you see, you have to stop by that booth because she gives workshops in ceramics, because my mom loves ceramics and she wants to work with ceramics, but she's, so I said, maybe you can, you know, check out workshops. And I said, she also has really cute cats. So my mom later did her little tour of the booths. She came back with the orb cat. He's so cute. Look at this little face. So yeah, this is one of the pieces she had made, the woman had made for one of her workshops. And it was so cute. So she got that one too. And then it was time for me to go shopping. My next door neighbors was actually a very kind woman who made her own jewelry from clay and from resin, but mostly from clay. And she had beautiful earrings. So and she had like a sale going on. So I picked up 3 pair. And the first one is this cute little pink pair with like silver colored studs. So these are the stud earrings. And then I picked up 2 hanging, so with the hooks. So these have hooks that you have to really hook in your earlobe. This is like blue one with a bit of silver in it. And then the last one, this was actually the first pair I picked up. It's a smaller purple one. I love wearing these because I have already worn them, of course. Again, bought these begin May, we're now middle September. They are very comfortable to wear, they are very lightweight. And I bought, again, they had like a sale going on that if you bought 3 pair that you could get like a bundle price. So I picked 3 pair with the colors that I love and that I know that mix and match with most of my clothes. Blue is my mom and my brother's favorite color, and blue is also a very neutral color. So I have a lot of like jeans and poles and stuff of and jackets that are blue. So that's why I bought the blue pair, plus it has like that little hint of silver that makes it a bit more chic. And then the purple and the pink are my favorite colors, and I have a lot of those in my outfits as well. So those went home with me. Then I walked a little bit further, and there was also a woman there who made also jewelry with resin and clay, and her mom, she made pants with clay. And I know it sounds weird as I say it, because you know it's not like a pan made out of clay, but she takes existing pans and she makes like a little layer of clay in a special pattern. Now, if you're new to my channel, I'm a writer. I write fantasy books, and though I work a lot on my computer for that, I love taking notes by hand. And of course, when you sign a book, you need a pen to do so. So I have a little addiction of notebooks and pens. The pen part is an addiction that I got also from my dad, because he loved collecting Parker pens. Hence why my main character in my Music Academy series is called Imogen Parker. That is like a little homage to him because he died 12 years ago. So this woman, well, actually my mom had seen that she had like these pens, you know, presented when she did her walkthrough. And she had told the woman, like, I think my daughter will stop by here later and buy one of the pens. And if I'm not mistaken, I think she will get that one. And she pointed at one. But I'll send her your way when she, you know, walks around. So my mom said, you have to go to that booth because they have beautiful pens that she, you know, decorates with clay. So I went there, I fell in love with the pens, I fell in love with one certain pen, and the moment I pointed it out to that woman, she started laughing because it was the exact same pen that my mom had pointed at. And I'll show you. So it's packaged in like a little paper holder. You could also get a letter holder, but that was for you had to pay extra for that. This one was free. I didn't get that holder because this one usually I have like pen cases. So as you can see, it's just your standard pen, but it's like the outside of it. She decorated with a thin layer of clay, and I don't know if you guys can see it well. There's like a little bit of glitter in it, and it is shades of purplish pink, and it has like a rose pattern. Now, the reason why my mom pointed this one out is it is to start with silver penware. I prefer silver over gold. And as I just said, pink and purple are my favorite colors. I love a bit of sparkle, but not too much, which is perfect in this one. And of course, roses are my favorite flower. So this pen is basically me in pen form, which is also funny. And people from my Writers Collective will laugh now because one of our colleagues is called Pen Stewart. That's her pseudonym. So this is me in pen form. So yeah, I bought this one. And then there was also a new booth that I discovered, because when you do a lot of creative markets like I do, especially the local ones, you meet up with a lot of, you know, people that you've met before at other markets, like the woman who made, you know, the little pufferfish and the crow sculpture. And this new vendor, she was there with her mom. And she made, her business is called Belle Woof. And she made all sorts of things for dogs. So she made like little, how do you call them? I forgot the word. Bands for around the neck of your dog, but in like macrame. But in beautiful colors. But again, my dogs don't wear stuff like collars. That was it. Collars, of course, collars. My dogs don't wear that type of collar. She also had like not the collars, but like the lines to walk with them. Again, I don't use those either with my dogs because I have small dogs, and we use like the roller lines when we go walking. But she also had, and that was actually her mom, if I'm not mistaken, who makes them. She had cute bandanas. And though my dogs don't wear that often, I don't dress up my dogs often, but our youngest dog, she had like a little bald spot in her neck from scratching. And I figured if I put a bandana around it, you know, she can scratch it and then it gets time to heal. The vet also had mentioned it as a solution, but all the bandanas I got or found were either too small or too large. And the bandanas she sold were in small, medium, and large. So I actually bought this one for Nova, which is my youngest dog. Because I don't know, it kind of reflects her. It spoke to me. It seemed like a Nova bandana. It has like little paw prints on it. So I picked that one out. But then I was like, the two others, because I have 3 dogs, are gonna feel left out. And then I saw this one, like pink with swans and little crowns on it. And this one screamed Micah to me, and Micah is our middle dog, and she is like the drama queen of the trio, but also like the little angel, the baby, you know, the all attention on me, the pamper princess, so that kind of screamed to me. And then for Ziva, which is our oldest dog, I got a bit of a more traditional look. I love the little, yeah, I think it are sakura flowers and the red backdrop. Fun fact, so this was also beginning of May, and Ziva's birthday was end of May, and I made a really cute birthday picture. I will try to insert it here somewhere, with her bandana that I then also tagged Bellwoof in it, and they shared it then again too. So this one was Ziva, her birthday outfit. So I got them each a bandana. And the fun thing is, as I said, I don't dress up my dogs often or at all, if I'm honest. But the moment I put on their bandanas, they were happy, and they didn't find it strange. They weren't scratching or like shaking their head to get it off or anything. They were comfortable. They were happy. So yeah, little spoiler alert. As I said, middle December as I'm filming this, in one of my next videos, but like way next videos, you will see another like little haul from them, because I bumped into them again and got another other set of bandanas and some other things, but that's for later. Yeah, and that was actually everything that we bought, and with that we're also a bit at the end of my yeah, review of the summer market. Sadly, a very rainy edition. It was also not the most fun thing to, you know, pack everything up in the rain. Well, if I'm remembering right, it wasn't raining anymore when we well, it was like, it was, the air was grey, so we knew it was going to rain again, but it wasn't raining at the moment we were packing up. And the thing was that we packed up as quickly as we could, because we knew it's going to rain again. We didn't just know when it was going to start. In the moment we stepped into the car, it started raining again. So we had timed it very perfectly. But of course our tent was wet. Luckily we have like a big garage underneath our house that we could, yeah, it's kind of like basement meets garage, because you have like the side of the house goes like down, so you can drive your car down there, and then you have the garage slash basement. So we could like open up the tent so that it could dry, because of course if you keep the tent folded up while the sails are wet, they get moldy, and we don't want that. So we had to, you know, put it out in our basement slash garage to dry. So that was the sad part, but again, it was a very fun event, even with rain. We had lovely new creative haul to show you, and I hope, well no, I already know that sadly next year I can go, because they are changing the date again, and then it overlaps with Mysteria in Aarschot. So, which will be my next video, if I'm not mistaken, that I have to film. And then, sadly, I won't be able to go to the local summer market. But I hope that, like, in 2025 already, that I can go back and that we have better weather then. But yeah, that's all for now. All that's left to say then is thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a little thumbs up or leave a little comment down below, because it'll be more than you think. And hopefully I see you guys soon for another bookish, magical, probably on the go video. Bye!